Welcome to EYIT Sports. It is a Monday, such a new start to the week. We have lots and lots of stories to cover. The weekend has been so much tied with lots of sport here and away from home. We got a couple of performances from the domestic leagues, from the domestic and our very own videos, as well as different figures across the borders. We are here to drop the latest that make up the headlines of this week's sport. To start off, we have lots of stories right away, starting off from Diamond League that is going down. It's going down in Monaco. We have very two ladies of high caliber. That is Harima Nakai together with Win Nanyondo. They are doing us not so good. None of them has fetched gold yet, but at least we are very well represented in Monaco. So we'll be bringing you stories of what is happening in Diamond League. As I talk right about now, the 1,500 meter race is on, so we have lots of stories that rotate around there. Away from that, we will talk about COSAFA, whereby the defending champion Zambia yet again to face off with different teams from Southern Africa as they defend their 2019 COSAFA Cup. Away from that, we cannot avoid bringing you the story of Euro 2020. Finally, the chapter came to an end. Did it come home or it flew to Rome? We'll be bringing you much of that because there is lots of actions that have actually turned on right from the final whistle of the 2020 Euro final. The racial abuse is yet again on. So many in-video players are being attacked on their various social media platforms, targeting them in particular, as well as their families. So we will not miss out on such stories. Then we will talk about Copa America. Finally, Argentina, together with Messi, ended their 28-year drought. However, the 61-year winless streak for England still continues as they failed to edge the Italians, the Kings of Rome, in the just concluded Euro 2020. So we have lots of stories to cover, lots and lots of them. All you have to do, please go down to our YouTube channel, which is at EYIT TV. Kindly subscribe and turn on notifications so that every other single time we are live, you get notified on what is transpiring on your TV. You can as well as go to your Facebook account, go to the search box, look for EYIT TV, like the page, share the links every other single day we go live, so that you, your friend, your OB, your OGI, your relative can at least not miss out on our daily sports buffet. So right today, today's show is kind of different one because I've been joined by big names. People I found in this sport, people I watched, people I watched and listened to do this thing. Some of them actually, I might say, they inspired me to
became legends and left.
Some became legends and left as we came in, so I'm so much glad these two people have honored my invitation. So right about now, without wasting much of your time, allow me to start off from my left. Let the guest from the left introduce himself as we go in for the sports show on a Monday like this one.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Basit. It's a pleasure to have you join us, our dear viewers out there. It's really amazing. Thank you for watching EYIT TV and making us your number one choice. It's a world of sports. We talk about it here. We got there, we shed a light there as we look at Uganda's, and of course, the world is a news landscape. Thank you so much, Mesut. I have really been humbled by your invitation.
What a time to have Frank. Frank is one of the sports presenters around town on one of the media houses.
Sure.
So he honored my invitation to show up for EYIT Sports on a hot Monday from the land of milk and honey. We go to my right and hear from the man himself. I won't bother do anything like intro.
Yeah.
So I leave it all to you to introduce yourself, sir.
Yeah, good evening everyone, and good evening to whoever is listening to us and watching us live on Facebook. Yeah, EYIT TV has brought back my face live in front of the camera, and yeah, I've taken long without talking about sports on TV or on radio, but yes, I am back here. Let's share the interesting stories and listen to our own analysis.
Thank you so much to whoever has joined in. I can see a couple of names. One Andrea Godwin has already tuned in and he's inviting his friends to follow us on our sports bulletin today. So let's get the show started today. As I said, we start off from the Ugandan football with the Ugandan game, whereby our very own Silverbacks featured in the basketball league, as well as the rugby Uganda Cranes team. Is it called Uganda Cranes, or they are called the Falcons? So they also stared against the rugby Cranes. They faced off with Morocco. So allow me right now to start off with Diamond League. What is happening at Diamond League is we have two representatives, and these are females in particular. One of them is called Halima Nakai. Halima Nakai has already featured in the women's 800 meters. He didn't make it to the first position, but she rather came in at 7th position after clocking 1 minute with 58 seconds and 3 microseconds. She finished behind the British winner, Laul Muya, who clocked the 800 meters in 1 minute 56 seconds and 73 microseconds. And we had the first runner-up, who was Ricky Juma, and she clocked 1 minute 56 seconds and 96 microseconds. So for Win Nanyondo came fourth in the 1,500 meter race, and this was won by one Kenyan brilliant figure called Faith Kipion. Faith Kipion is a mother to one. She gave birth in 2018, bringing rumors if she could be fully fit to again feature in the competition. So she silenced the critics. She really had us shut up when she ran about and went away with gold in the ongoing Diamond League that is going down in Monaco. And then away from that, our very own Nakai impressed. She also impressed, much as she didn't make it to the top charts. Our own Nakai in the 800 meters, she's very well known for the gold medal in 2019. That was in the World Athletics Championships, where she came out with gold. But this time around, Nanyondo, just like she did in 2014, when she fetched a bronze at the Commonwealth Games that went down in Glasgow, I think that is Mexico, if I'm not mistaken. So the two figures showed up at the Diamond League, and they didn't really fetch up the gold medals, but at least they did the best for the country. So only Kipikyon and Ethiopia's Moreth, they only finished by the time the bell rang. They were the only three figures that finished up the competition of the 1,000 and rather of 800 meters at the Women's Diamond League that is going down in Monaco. So we start off with Jonan. Sometimes when we have a figure, yes, like the likes of Inzukuru now crossing to Kenya, talking about faith, when they gave birth, I don't really know why the public comes right away to think when someone has given birth, they won't make it the better way they've done it before. So what is your take?
It is more scientific and very obvious that when a woman gives birth, she loses some certain characters with him, yes, with her, sorry. It has not only happened to Uganda, where Izukuru has been a victim of certain circumstances. It has even happened to Serena Williams. It has happened to almost every woman who gives birth. The competition age and level definitely changes. Yeah.
So, but I think this was kind of different with the Ethiopia's Frewin Haidu, who also finished up as well as Kipion, who finished up and clinched the gold. Frank, what is your take? What is your take on when someone gives birth? Does that mean the end of their career? Why does the public still have that perception?
It is not the public. It is something that happens that is so scientific. The public definitely gets to understand that the level of competition will definitely change from the original. So it is something that is really, really obvious.
One of the things I can say is we get responsibilities as soon as you bring someone to the earth. You get some more responsibilities. Now you have been reading more on practices. You are doing those kind of juggling every other day, but now you have gotten this kind of responsibility to work on. Like you said, scientifically it is.
And the body changes.
Yeah, which is actually opposite to the male counterpart.
Yeah.
For them, they remain in shape, they remain going until maybe around the age of 40s or 35. But ladies, as soon as it disturbs them to a greater extent. Yes, sir.
So away from that, so that means it stands. We have Nakai and Nanyondo. They are representing us so well. We will be having lots of stories coming up about the Diamond League as it transpires. So all you have to do is tune in to EYIT TV. Please follow us on Facebook and YouTube. We are going to be updating every single story that arises, because this competition is supposed to run for the next I think it is from 8th to 17th. So we still have about a week and a half to see this competition go in. So back to the Ugandan affair. Uganda's men basketball, call them the Silverbacks. They have finally qualified for the Federation of International Basketball Association, call it AfroBasket of 2021 in Kigali, Rwanda, where they beat Morocco 77 out of 65. I do not know if any one of you followed this game or maybe followed up the story later on.
I remember there is a friend of mine called Mbest. She was there talking about, she was tweeting and she said every Ugandan is tweeting about heroes, but every Ugandan is not even sure that the Uganda rugby team is having a match down in Kigali. And basketball has its own followers. Yeah, but if I'd just like I've told you, I'm like, there is something that you're still getting off me. So possibly there is something that I'd followed, but it is not too much to talk about.
So according to Jonan, he says every single sport has its particular followers.
Yes.
Just like how you see people do not have info about Ugandan cranes, but you'll find them with so much content about the rugby, the basketball, the hockey, and stuff.
Yeah,
like that.
and cricket has fans, and cricket is one of those boring games. But you find everyone watching, and you won't imagine how they even get the urge.
So Mr. Frank, what is your take about the Silverbacks edging Morocco?
I love the way they did it. At first time, the Morocco were taking us, but after some time, the Silverbacks came up. You know, this boy Arthur gave 20 points, struck 20 points, and if you actually remove the 20 points on the 77, right?
Yeah, 77-65.
Yeah, so the 12 points difference was really a good mark for Uganda, Silverbacks. We appreciate their efforts. Secondly, we see that actually, even if they didn't win this game, they would go through because they had actually performed way better in the first games. So we appreciate their games. What the gentleman was talking about, I appreciate his idea and his thinking about this. I think we have to media is not so much focused on our Uganda's games. You know, these are the games which are actually you can earn a living apart from being a talented person in basketball or rugby or what. You can earn a living. But most people are channeling to football, talk of Euro 2020. we are going away from our own these games.
Football takes a bigger coverage, even on the media.
Yeah. Now look at NBA in America. That's how they play their game. The people we have seen their faces. They are doing very well. But when it comes to us here, we are now going back to US, to Europe, you understand? Yeah, but media, because media is a platform that gives an opportunity to various games to be watched and be experienced by the viewer. So we need actually to waliwo abaganda kibaita okusosowaza. We need okusosowaza emizannyo gino. We bring the life to these games so that our children can also have. We are not going to become footballers, all of us, no.
So that is all from the Ugandan Silverbacks, who finally qualified for the FIBA AfroBasket 2021 that will be going down in our neighborhood country, that is in Kigali, Rwanda. So they edged Morocco 77-65. So we would really want to wish them the best of their encounter as they head in, because they will have a couple of brilliant opponents to face in the pools. So we'll be bringing and publishing all these stories every single day. Even when we are off air in here, you can always check us on Twitter at AYIT TV, on Facebook at AYIT TV, as well as on YouTube, so that you keep informed about the transpirings in the game. That is everything you call game, whether it's swimming, whether it's soccer, anything. If media has to really shed light to these games, as Mr. Frank said, then I can assure you that it will have to start with us, from each one of us at AYIT TV. Then from that we cross to rugby, whereby Rugby Uganda called them you call them Rugby Cranes.
Yes.
So Rugby Cranes on their first opening match, where they faced off with Ghana Eagles, that is in the match open of the Rugby Africa Cup that went down in Chadondo. The Rugby Cranes were in position to edge Ghana as hard as you cannot imagine, edging them about 53 tries up out of 12. So we have to really give a shout out to Adrian Casito, who himself fetched 13 points, as well as the Man of the Match award. So Mr. Jonan, we now cross to rugby. You look so fit for rugby. I do not know why you did this. I do not know why you did this.
There is always passion for every game. Most of the times, I had tried rugby before, but it is so much physical. And by the time I tried it, I was still a small boy like you are. But I'm kidding. But the rugby Cranes has always performed fairly well in Uganda, and good players, good captains, and I believe they are still on the right track.
So rugby, the Rugby Cranes really did us very good justice, because out of the pool C that they will have to feature in, this means that they are on top before they face off with Algeria, and this game will come on 18th July. And then Ghana will really have to recover to get a good result when they face off with Algeria. That is on July 14th. So away from Uganda winning their opening match, still in pool. Yeah, I'm coming to you, Mr. Frank. So much as Uganda really did so well on the opening match, I think they really have to maintain this standard. They really have to maintain this winning streak, as they have a couple of opponents to face in the few days to come. That is one of them being Algeria and Algeria and Ghana. They have played Ghana, so the next on their calendar should be Algeria. Back to you, Frank. What is your take on this?
But by the way, that's what I wanted to tell our dear viewer, that Uganda surely they performed very well. But if you look at Algeria and Ghana, they are not an easy subject, as we could call it.
Yes.
They have their reputation when it comes to rugby. So what they have done, they have to amplify. They have to really improve and work hard. If they are to put Uganda on board, they have to work hard. They have to maintain this pace they have come with. They have to show us that what they really have gone for, they're not going to stop at that game. They're going to go with it for the more games to come. But we give credit where it's due.
So we really have star super performance from one of the video players, Awan Adrian Casito himself. He fetched 13 points together with the Man of the Match award. So we really have to also give a shout out to Solomon Nokia, as well as Dijaya Ayera, who of the two of them, each one of them actually fetched tries, while Faraj Odugo, Brian Odongo, Aaron Oforoth, Ronald Kanyanya, they also picked up much more tries for the Uganda Cranes team, call it the rugby Cranes. Right about now, we have gone half of our today's show. We always run from Monday to Thursday, that is from 3 to 4 p.m. So right about now, you'll allow me to go in for a short commercial break. When we return, we are talking about Euro 2020. Each one of us will be in position
and the confederations,
as well as the confederations and Copa America, lots that is coming in the second stanza of the show. So to you esteemed viewers, please go to EYIT TV, Facebook and Twitter and YouTube. Share with us what were those thrilling moments in the Euro 2020 for you. We'll be reading those comments on air. Get in. Welcome from the commercial break. We are glad you're still tuned in to your number one online TV, that is EYIT TV. From each one of us, we really remind you to still observe the SOPs. Coronavirus is here, it's claiming lives. Put on that mask, don't get tired of it. Wash your hands, find fun in washing your hands, and please stay away from crowded places as they expose you.
And just in case they have access to vaccination, they should please don't let the chance go pass by your hands.
Yeah, if you really get a chance,
just be like me.
Vaccinated.
Go vaccinate twice, but still put on your mask.
Oh,
you can only be safe if the next neighbor is as well vaccinated. But if you're not, please put on your mask.
So you have to make sure you are safe so that your neighbor is safe as well, and still your neighbor has to be safe for you to be safe. So let's take on this as a corrective effort to end COVID-19 so that life could go normal. So let's start off with Copa America. Finally, Messi and Argentina finally ended up their 28-year drought. This one being one of the first major trophies Lionel Messi has claimed to his team.
It is only 28 years for Argentina, not for Messi.
Oh, so
it's a 28
years for Messi.
It's 16 years for Messi and 28 for Argentina.
So correctively, that almost croaked 40-something years. If we had to add up only that doesn't apply to the game of football. So what is your take, Frank? We start off with you. What did this make to you, like Messi ending his winless streak as well as Argentina, because so many times each one of us could fall into the argument of who is better between Cristiano and Ronaldo. You'd never want your opponent to bring in the international.
They are both goats.
Performance. So we start off with Frank. What does this one make to you?
Now, this win for Argentina and Messi as well, it stands out because people have been saying Ronaldo is beating now Messi when it comes to internationals. We have seen Ronaldo performing very well when it comes to Euro 2020. Even other kind of games we have seen Ronaldo featuring in. We have seen actually currently he holds a record with Diaz, 109 goals for internationals.
Yes.
Now this one is a standout for Messi as him. Actually, I think this could future when it comes to Ballon d'Or, because actually now when it comes to the other side of Portugal and Ronaldo, you see he has performed very well, but he has no trophy. They have no trophy. But these guys have trophy. They have a trophy, and Messi is the player of this Copa America. So you see, it's a very good opportunity for Messi to be a winner of Ballon d'Or.
Yes. I think it doesn't consider the Ballon d'Or should not even consider that for very many good reasons. Barcelona didn't perform very well in the last campaign. Bringing the other tournament where Ronaldo won. When Ronaldo won the Euros 2016. Yes, 2016. He didn't win the Ballon d'Or in 2016. So possibly it doesn't even match. But for Messi deserved an international an international trophy, definitely, with Argentina. He had performed very well. He has scored very many goals. He has done a couple of very many encounters, and he has even retired before. He has ever retired from international football and returned to the national team.
And one could actually say that this was the reason for him to come back from retirement.
Definitely.
He certainly realized he has not taken Argentina to the next level, so maybe he was like, how about I get
you would easily say that, but the another level that you're talking about, he had already taken Argentina to the the FIFA World Cup final. He had played the finals for this same tournament. So I think he had just felt like he had no luck to winning this. But at the same moment, you can't just say Ronaldo and Messi and what, but with international ranking, still Ronaldo still better as Messi, because he even won the European National League, then he won the Euros 2016. He has the highest number of goals. Okay, we need to consider that Ronaldo has played many games compared to Messi, but it is not obvious that even Messi, even if he plays all those games, he will score them. So we consider what is there.
True.
So, but Messi played really well for this tournament, although their games were hard to watch. You would watch a few of those and miss out.
Yeah.
And he scored 5 goals together with the guy from Colombia, of which I've forgotten the name. He scored the 5 goals. But on the final, he was really in the shadows.
And of course,
many other players. He had a single shot at the goal, and it was blocked. He had no off target. So he was just on the pitch as Lionel Messi.
He rather missed out on that chance that actually could have sealed the game when he beat off the goalkeeper down to ground, only for him to slide down. And
on a good day, would still call Lionel Messi the Raheem Sterling of the other final.
Truly.
Next to Angel Di Maria, before his goal. He actually brings up the memories of Manchester United fans, blah blah, when he was still at Old Trafford. Later he left, but thanks to him, actually saw Messi appreciating the work he did. We saw Brazil wasn't really good throughout the game. Maybe when Richarlison was trying to...
But I think on the door finals, who else thinks that Brazil had a better game compared to Argentina? Much as Argentina had taken on the lead.
The only subject that Argentina won in that game was scoring the goal first.
Truly.
But whatever happened in that game would give Brazil an edge. They played well, they had very many shots on goal, they edged the possession, they did everything possible, but they just didn't win that.
Maybe we have to give credit to Argentina's backline. I think Otamendi together with DePaul.
Yeah, actually, thank you very much.
That backline, I think it was so much disciplined and organized.
Yeah, thank you very much. I've always told my friends, my nearby friends who always argue about the strikers failing. They always tend to focus on the negative, where the strikers have failed to perform to their best. But they forget that the defenders are up to their game. So you need to credit the defenders. Thank you very much for crediting those at Otamendi.
Yeah, I think
they surely did fantastically. Just like last night, the defense of England, even Italy, the defenses were so. The
defense lines were super disciplined. Otamendi on that day, I think he was Ramos and Pique combined. He was very much composed. He was the timings.
Otamendi completely changed the day he left. The day he left Man City, he automatically went back to the factory settings. The Otamendi Man City had bought is exactly the Otamendi he again became the moment he joined Valencia. Yes.
Yeah.
So we really have to give out a credit to Joe Montiel. They had the likes of Romero. They had Chuna, as well as Di Maria, who you might say is a big game player. Any day, any time you have Di Maria, he can do you wonders. So he really scored that brilliant goal in the first half of the game. And Argentina, I don't know if they were too lucky or they were too much organized to contain Brazil.
No, they were ready to win a major tournament.
Truly,
they were ready to win a major tournament. They had a better pedigree compared to Brazil. For the last couple of tournaments that they have played, Argentina has surely played well. Only that they were edged by luck when they played Chile twice, and then they lost to Germany in the finals of the FIFA World Cup. But if you just compare them to Brazil, then the experience with the finals, it's really something that will favor Argentina.
Too bad for Henderson, who lost 2 finals in the same cup, in the same calendar year. That is losing the Champions League trophy with Man City, as well as losing the Copa America finals with Brazil. Only people who are so much like this year, I think it goes to this guy who won two trophies at the same time. We have to credit, by the way, let's make a credit for Martinez. This Emi Martinez. What's your take about Frank? What is your say about Martinez? As if this guy has transformed. I think he has just appeared for Argentina on the national duty, has just been summoned, and then progressing. I don't know if it was progress, but according to him, he actually says transferring from Arsenal to Aston Villa was a progress. I remember he had asked for first choice goalkeeping at Arsenal, which Bernard Leno was not in position to hand over. But I think
the biggest advantage Emiliano Martinez had, the biggest advantage was a blessing in disguise when Bernard Leno was injured and Ospina was injured. Was it Ospina or something?
Yeah, but that breakthrough was instrumental.
So the only chance that he had was that blessing. So this other one was just an adder. Joining Aston Villa when Aston Villa had a very good goalkeeper, forgotten the name. They had a goalkeeper who was playing their previous season, was Clarkson, something like that. I've just forgotten. But Emiliano Martinez, if there is anything that he needs to credit, is that God just gave him the blessing. Yeah, immediately.
When I saw
and at the same time, Sergio Romero getting off the hook from the Man United side, and then it was the only Argentinian goalkeeper that would surface on the international scene, like compared to others.
And again, you have to also credit his patience. 10 years on bench at Arsenal. And
not
then
a joke.
It's not a joke. It's not for the faint-hearted. Over to you, Frank.
When we leave history, you guys have expounded more about it. When I look at him, even at Copa America, Argentina, I think taking this trophy for Argentina, we have to give him a bigger percentage.
A big one. Yeah, he
Remember
saved about 3 penalty shootouts.
Perfectly said. This is what I want. Now, you look, if he had not saved those penalties, we couldn't see Argentina anymore. But now we are crediting Di Maria, their jobs. But Emiliano Martinez, I saw him as an outstanding goalkeeper. Even now, actually, for me, if you actually could ask me, as Frank messages, I would think Emiliano Martinez deserves to be a goalkeeper of these big teams, Manchester United, Manchester City.
Definitely, because even Aston Villa is a big side.
Yeah,
but the only challenge is they are not playing in the Champions League or somewhere else, but being in the Premier League makes them even a richer club compared to other clubs that like the Lazio. You can't even compare them to Lazio, even though they play in Europe. I think the days he spent at Arsenal were a big lesson to him. Was able to see the mistakes of his elder, not his elder, but he could always observe very critically. That's why we see him is performing very well.
So the 47th edition that has yet again been organized by South America's football ruling body called the CONMEBOL, that was held in France, actually not helped, that was the edition maybe Argentina and Messi had waited for. So Argentina were crowned the champions of Copa America at the 47th edition after all that long wait. I think this brings us to the old saying of patience pains, but it actually pays. So credit to them. The runner-up was Brazil, who lost at the finals. The game finished in a normal 90, Argentina edging them 1-0. And then the second runner-up was Colombia as well as Peru. Colombia actually edged Peru yesterday 3-2 to claim the third stand. Then talking about the awards, the best player, as usual, the best player award went to Messi, and the best goalkeeping safe hands went to Martinez. I think that was without a doubt. And because Brazil made it to finals and they had really put on greater performances, so they were given the fair play award. Then that means 65 goals in 28 matches of the Copa America 2020. And then Messi was at a tie with Luis Diaz, who the two of them clocked 4 goals of the competition. I think before we let this go, I think we have to credit Neymar. I think Neymar showed that humanity, that humanity kind of setup of the game. I think he dropped the rivalry, made time, came, hugged Messi, I think, and they actually took some shots down the tunnel.
He definitely had no choice, but because the TVs were watching, and we definitely know Neymar is a very proud guy. Although he swallowed the pride. He played with Messi at Barcelona, so they have a bond. There is no this saga of Brazil and Argentina. The Brazil and Argentina rivalry has always stayed. I even remember one day when Carlos Tevez was at West Ham, and he did something that he did, and the punishment he was given was to wear the Brazil jersey for a week. So you see how hard being an Argentinian and being a Brazilian would be when they are together. But this one built the bond.
Oh, so away from that, we are coming to now, I think, the last story of our sports show. We are enjoying this show as well as how the same way you are enjoying. So you'll allow us to push a little bit further into the few minutes in the 4 p.m. o'clock. So now, let's cross to Euro 2020. It finally came to an end. It didn't go to... it didn't come home. It didn't come home. It instead flew to Rome. We come to you, Frank. Let me start with you. Give me the best insights. Share with me the highlights. Anything you have to do with Euro 2020. Or share anything about it.
Well, I really... we can say England performed very well. England lost at penalties. But the credit should be really given to Italy. We have seen it going out those big teams, Belgium, even the group stages. It has set. If you can look at their way of playing, the style of playing, these people who are organized in play. They come back with this zeal. They are always composed to win this game. So I think Italy deserved it. People are saying we are now blaming Bukayo Saka. We are now looking at him as a lamb to be sacrificed. We are looking at Marcus Rashford because of failing penalties. But me, I think, a penalty is something which is it's like a breaker, and something to break up. But this game, I think God so and well said Italy deserved it. I don't say that England didn't deserve it, because they surely also played very well. These two teams outstood in this tournament. But what I say is, if you look at the way these people have been organized, at the end, I think Italy deserved to win this game.
Yes, I think Italy was on point. They had that unbeaten run.
They had an unbeaten run, but even in the last 7 matches they have played against England, England has only won once. So if you ask me about the whole highlight,
yes,
I think both Italy and England deserved to go on the final. They both deserved, surely, from the games they played and how organized they were. Although there are very, very big holes with Gareth Southgate.
I'm not cutting you short. Cutting you short. But I think from the start, I think we had issues with selections of Gareth Southgate, one of them being on the match opener when he played Trippier at left back, and so much more that has been coming up the run, that is denying Sancho, playing Grealish late, and stuff like that. Now when you tell me that I think England was a better team, I think this started when they edged, which team did they beat 4-0?
That was Ukraine. Yes.
Yeah, I think we started seeing the best of England when they won 4-0. I think that's when now the press, the media, the public now came out to give the credit to England, as if it was really, really hustling in the opening games.
No, it wasn't actually hustling, just like any other team that hustled. Although they were 1-0 specialists for their last like 6 games. Even before the Euros, they were winning 1-0, meaning they were good at defending and scoring just to make sure they get the 3 points. So even before they won, there is a game they won 2-0 against. They won 2-0 against. There is a 2-1 against. A 2-0 against Germany.
Yes.
A 2-0 against Germany. They had very many 1-0s. Yes. So for them, they had mastered an art of avoiding a loss. That is what Gareth Southgate has done. It's something that Portugal plays like, but hasn't mastered yet, like England has. And even considering that the games they played and the teams they played, the magnitude of the teams they played, if you compare them to Italy's, England played very bigger sides compared to Italy. Apart from a few games in the quarters and the last 16, because for example, Italy played Belgium, Austria, Wales, Switzerland, and Turkey. But if you consider them with England that played Denmark, Ukraine, Germany, Czech Republic, Scotland, and Croatia. Do you see England being a weaker side compared to the opponents they played?
As if they all had a relative fix.
It looked relative, but if you play Croatia was played at the last final, the last Euros final.
Yes, with France.
With France. Scotland is always a derby because it's Britain. Czech Republic is such a team that has been avoiding losses too, because they even played up to quarterfinals. You see how strong they were. They played Germany. This is Germany we are talking about, for God's sake. So they played well against Denmark, although the way they won was purely different from how we expected.
Truly,
there are very many chances England had that you expect they would win. They would score goals, but they didn't. So immediately they were awarded a penalty. Everyone blamed the referee. But for me, I blame the VAR side. The referee saw the game, saw the foul once.
Starting go down.
Yes, so starting go down once. He didn't watch the second version like we did.
True.
Every time, if we had not seen the highlights, we would not have noticed whether it was a dive or it wasn't. The referee asked for a verification with the VAR. The VAR said seen it right. It was a penalty. Leave alone the penalty thing. Did Denmark play well? No, they didn't.
But against England, taking them that far to that far part of the game,
yes,
we have to credit Denmark. These are people that
yes,
mentally, yes, from Elkson and whatever incident.
Yes, thank you very much. Yes, it is.
And again, Denmark was an underdog. Actually, yes, we never expected Denmark to go to semi-finals.
Definitely. It is actually factual that for Denmark, they faced it rough even from the beginning. So their emotions were not as settled as England. But for a fact, England had played very good football if you compare them to Denmark. Although their win was controversial, I won't say that it was a very good.
Now, Mr. Jonas,
so
do you think
me saying England and Italy both deserved to be on the final, I was just trying to prove that. So for a fact, for a coach who is ready, who feels is ready to win a big tournament, does not have an 18-year-old player go score the decisive penalty. Period. You cannot have Jack Grealish. You cannot have Trippier. You have Raheem Sterling, who has been exposed as many times as he has done. And then you bring on an 18-year-old Bukayo Saka, who just had a debut season with Arsenal.
And that was actually his first ever penalty.
His first penalty. To go and with such a magnitude, such a degree of a match, it is too big.
What is your take to
me? I really think Bukayo Saka had impressed Gary Southgate with the game he has played.
Yes.
He had seen that this gentleman is really unique. I don't want to call him a teenager. He had played very well.
But apart from that, he's a teenager.
Apart from that, you had seen Alvaro Morata failed. He's 28 years, but failed to play.
No,
I
believe penalties fail.
Yeah.
Jorginho has very many penalties, but he failed.
Do you know?
But we are not
had Jorginho converted his own penalty, we wouldn't actually waited for Saka's
yes, true.
But he was also trusted with that decisive penalty, but still he missed it out. So are you counting it on experience and the edge for Jorginho as well?
I'm not talking about the failure to convert.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the experience.
The exposure.
The experience to have the decision with you. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how talented you are, how big you are. No, it doesn't matter.
So according to you, Gareth Southgate has trusted Saka so much.
It was a very big trust. You can't. Jack Grealish has been taking penalties for Aston Villa all his entire life. I think every time he's on the pitch, it is Jack Grealish who takes the penalties. We have seen Trippier take free kicks and take penalties. We have seen Sterling take penalties. Actually, even before he subbed Jordan Henderson
for
Rice, or then another was Kyle Walker.
Yes.
Before he get Kyle Walker off the pitch, Kyle Walker is a good penalty taker. He would try with a better than even Bukayo Saka. But penalties fail.
But now we come to
every player has failed the penalty. Yes, Messi has failed the penalty in the final.
Terry has failed one. Scholes failed one in 2005.
Yes.
Ronaldo has failed
one.
Mbappe failed one.
Mbappe failed one in his campaign. So it's just
back to you.
Like I told you, penalty is like throwing a coin. It's more of luck. More of luck. When you come to these tournaments, I think the more people are prepared, the more people are now, like he said. Me, I think really Italy deserve to do this, deserve to win this, regardless of the age. I think Guys, okay, these people of Italy deserve to take this kind of trophy.
Now, away from
Definitely.
Let's go
If you're to with the deserved thing that he's talking about, I would believe him. I definitely would believe him because for all the time I've watched soccer, from the time I've paid much attention to football, England has only played semi-finals. So it was for the first time, ever since I tried giving much attention to football, that England played the final. So Italy, if you on the other hand, Italy played the finals ways back against. They played the final against Spain. They reached the semi-finals the previously. They have played very many semis. So anything to do with the final, the pedigree, if you compare them pedigree wise, England and Italy would edge England any day. But the game was really balanced.
Yes.
The only challenge that happened was Gareth Southgate
trusting Bukayo so much.
Giving too much trust to Bukayo Saka. It was like I've told you, for any team that deserves to win a major tournament cannot trust an 18-year-old to play a decisive penalty. For God's sake.
Now it comes to the issue. Actually, I saw Jack Grealish because some people had come out to attack him. Why he didn't?
And by the way, whoever is a racist is a fool. Whoever thinks that being white or being black gives you a different brain is either a fool or a hooligan.
True.
What did you say?
Because the racial abuse on internet is so much.
I was following some Twitter handles. People were saying, those whites, go back to Nigeria, get out of my country, telling Bukayo Saka.
Yes, by the time Raheem Sterling scored all the 3 goals, it's black.
And now
I didn't hear anyone say he scored 3 goals. Because he was
I'm
black.
seeing as when we win, we are part of England team. When we lose, the other one is
That's exactly that happened.
When they lose, someone is
yes,
might
that's exactly that happened to Mesut Ozil when they lost.
What I
Mesut Ozil, the Germans always praised Mesut Ozil when they won.
True.
The moment they lost, they called him Turkish.
What I think this has affected much more of Bukayo Saka mentally.
It will be too much for him.
Actually, he could even
him.
choose to retire from their football because it was really too much. Now, this is the person who is just beginning. Like he said, it's a debut. You understand? Now they could build him because we have seen him magnificently playing very well. Now, they could build on him. They could trust him, but these kind of words, even what I was seeing Roy Keane's words, his statements.
But by the way, we thought these pundits or legends could actually give us a conducive atmosphere for these lads.
He said
that we thought. Roy Keane came out. He came out openly and hit on Bukayo Saka like you cannot imagine. Yes. So away from the penalties, now let's come to the highlight. So Mr. Jonan, what was your big highlight of the whole campaign?
The biggest was having Kylian Mbappe go into a whole tournament and leaving without a goal. Because the biggest the reason why it becomes my highlight is because I'm always Team France. I always support Team France.
True.
Yes. I always had trust in Kylian Mbappe because he's on top. True. If there is any player that costs us whose value is as high as anyone is Kylian Mbappe.
True.
So having Kylian Mbappe leave out the tournament without scoring a single goal,
failing on that decisive penalty.
He surely left his shooting boots outside the tournament.
Frank, one of the first one is Denmark's incident, the first game they faced Finland.
Yes, on the
Christian Eriksen.
Yes.
How they managed to overcome this kind of emotion.
Yes, and made it this far.
Yeah,
to the semi-finals.
They lost the first one.
Talk about Damsgaard, who came in to replace Eriksen, and this guy has had a very good run from that time.
The second one, apart from that, I appreciate them for having come to this far of semi-finals. Then I saw this game when Belgium was being taken away. It really made for me. I was looking at this big game, this big team of Belgium going out. It was really then the last one.
Belgium lost to Italy.
To Italy,
Yeah.
The last one.
1-0.
The last one. Okay, the last one I could say to me. You see, Luke Shaw score the earliest game. Actually, I think it was the fastest game, the fastest goal in Euro
2020
Euro Championship.
Yes.
And the fastest goal was it second minute?
and today is his birthday.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's the second minute.
Now he scored the fastest goal, but it never quenched the thirsty of England.
No, actually, for a very better highlight,
Yeah.
he missed out on the first game.
Yeah.
He played all the other games.
Yeah.
He has 3 assists.
Yeah.
He scored a goal,
Yeah.
and today is his birthday.
But back to you, Frank.
Yes, sir.
What was the best of the nights
Yes.
of Euro 2020? Which was that good game you watched? I was like,
I
wow,
think-
here we are for the championship.
Well, to me, actually, watching the last night's game, it was an intense game. You understand? When we were looking at people,
The pressure that was against it.
what actually I was
Rome
I was
versus
researching.
Canterbury.
This event became
The banters,
yes,
the
this-
banters
this-
on internet.
Yeah, this became
Home and Rome.
yeah, this event became the third to be watched. Like we saw 31 point something million of viewers on TVs and various channels, and so it was an intense. We are looking at how can England quench this thirst of 55 years without taking any major tournament. We are looking at various things. How will Italy? And finally, we saw the thing going to the other side. So I think this night was really.
I think
I had no
back to me in particular. Someone asked me what was the best night for me at Euro 2020. I think it was that night when we had that very night when we had France versus Switzerland, and the very night we had France, Switzerland, Croatia, and Spain.
Yes.
What a night it was! What a night it was! I think the likes of Yannis Sommer, this Switzerland goalkeeper.
Yeah,
putting on that awesome performance.
Sommer wrote a name on very many people's hearts. Me personally, because I was Team France, I had no clear highlight with the Euros for very many good reasons. Yes, that I won't mention, but at the same time, I watched every single game of the Euros because I just watched. I actually watched just because I was so passionate about football, but not because I was into. Because France left at the early stage, it was really disappointing.
Yes, Switzerland finishing as best losers, just like how Portugal had done. They also finished as third best losers, and then Switzerland coming on, having the likes of Yannis Sommer putting on that big performance. I think it sold him. By the way, one of these days we could see a bigger club tabling a bid for Yannis Sommer.
Yeah, for clubs with fake goalkeepers like Arsenal. And
you always have to attack Arsenal.
No, I'm not just saying. I'm just saying for a fact. For a club like
So
Arsenal, I don't expect Arsenal to be holding on to.
So it will be a good time for PSG because they are now going to have Donnarumma together with Sergio Ramos, and they have gotten him at free.
I think Donnarumma
is
Donnarumma signed yet?
No, he hasn't. He's just 22. He's a free agent. So you could see him join Ramos.
Like you said, Paris Saint-Germain. He's more interested in him.
And at 22, I think he's on top of his game. At 22, I think he conceded about one or two goals.
He actually conceded 2 goals in open play.
That is a selling point to him. Yeah, he will make it. He will make it if.
The critics have come out for Sancho. Are we ready for them?
I think the critics should not base on this tournament because he wasn't given many chances as Bukayo Saka.
I think being denied regular football turned on the
if Sancho had been given chances, if Gareth Southgate had given him trust like he did to Bukayo Saka, we would definitely have him exposed. But he played a few minutes of the game, so in the whole tournament he featured once in a tournament in the game, and he was substituted, and then he came on for this game. So
if you see, Phil Foden has not been given so much.
And he was instrumental on the opening game.
You think he's a bad player? No, he's a good player.
No, I think there is something wrong with Gareth Southgate.
Because you do not
trusting,
know. He has a better squad. He has better squad.
He looked like he had a better squad, but you cannot trust.
His selection.
The selection had a problem.
Yeah.
Trusting Sako, this other guy,
Rashford.
No, Rashford wasn't given a chance. Mason Mount. Then these players, then Phillips, and then you let Jordan Henderson sit, then you let Jack Grealish sit, then you let these are players that we have seen all the time and perform fairly well.
I could also sit so and ask myself, how on earth? Yes, much as Mason Mount was a European champion with Chelsea for Champions League and whatsoever, but come
Mason
on,
Mount
how do you play him? How do you trust
Mason
him?
Mount
Game in, game out, European championships.
Bukayo Sako and Mason Mount has same experience.
Then on opening match, you have a fine look show, but still you bring Trippier to the left back. Something is wrong with Gareth Southgate, and I think it happens.
And I surely believe in the next 2 months we will hear some news. Yeah, you hear some news. He'll either be forced to resign or he'll be sacked.
It's a problem.
It won't be a surprise.
That's the
It won't be a surprise.
I am not saying it just because I know it's my prediction.
Maybe
let no one think I've said
Gareth Southgate was trying to give an opportunity to all players and also not to hurt anyone at such a kind of juncture where I think so somehow tactically.
Formerly we had talks about the Ballon d'Or contestation because some actually at some point press has started pointing at Kante for Ballon d'Or because he had won the European award with Chelsea. They also pointed at Jorginho because he was pushing Italy to the trophy. Then we have had the likes of Emerson. Emerson has also won for England, for Italy and Chelsea as well. What is it? How do we look at it on this international services? How does it relate with Ballon d'Or for
Kante would have stood a very big chance if he had brought France to
the finals
at least to the semis. Lionel Messi looks like he would have a chance. But Lionel Messi hasn't been to his best. We know who Lionel Messi is.
But he's still Messi. He is still Messi.
He is Messi, but we definitely know what Messi does. This is not Messi. So maybe we just have to keep waiting.
I think we are wrapping this.
Even Ronaldo scored 5 at the tournament. He's a joint top scorer. He's a joint top scorer with
Actually, we have to make this clear to our viewers because they have had a question of Patrick Schick and Ronaldo were all at 5 goals. How did it come that
they both get the golden boots?
No, it's something different with this time around because Ronaldo has 5 goals and assists, and Schick only had 5 goals. So this is why the golden boot has gone to Cristiano Ronaldo. So much made the highlights. We had the falling of Eriksen.
So
we are glad he's recovering super well.
Chiki gets the golden ball.
Yes, I think.
Yes.
Then Denmark.
Actually, that's it's actually the same thing that happened even the previous Euros. Those who matched the goals scored, most of them got the golden balls and one got the golden boot.
So Denmark losing their first 2 opening matches but still putting their head up regardless of the psychological torture they had to at least push. Besides being underdogs and all the negatives that they faced along the way, they still pushed to the semi-finals. Damsagat who came in for Eriksen also put on a better performance. Actually, one of the statistics is that Ronaldo has equaled the former Iran striker Al Dai's all-time record. This came after Ronaldo converting brilliantly the pair of penalties he had against France. And then to me, the best goal I think has to go for Patrick Schick, who called that ball from the 50 meters. The bit of the other goalkeeper, the Scotland goalkeeper.
Yeah, even even Insigne scored one like that against Belgium.
Against Belgium, yeah, he curled behind.
Then there is a beauty that Pogba scored against.
True. Actually, and then the celebration that also makes one of the key highlights of the.
And then don't forget, Luke Shaw scored a very good rebound.
True,
very good one.
But he was unmarked. Everyone knew he was inside the 16.
Being
he was
unmarked
inside
is not
16.
his fault
He was
anyway.
unmarked.
No,
he just had to have his leg on.
Being unmarked is not his fault for a defender being in the opponent's box.
So Italy maintained their 34 games unbeaten. They have won at least 3 games, scoring 7 goals without conceding, and we have to give the credit to Chiesa's strike in the 95th minute that helped them knock Austria to the finals. And yet again, England has to wait for more 4 years. From 1960, we have to make it clear that England has not won a European Championship before.
According to Azawi, I think 2024 should be England's year.
In Azawi's voice, I think Then Donnarumma was given the first ever goalkeeping award. He was, I think, the one of the unique players, with the exception of Peter Schmeichel, who had carried it on in the earlier years. I think he's been that rare figure that has won the best player of the tournament. Then he has also gone ahead to play actually most minutes on the game. He actually played about 719 minutes compared to Italy's Jorginho, the countermate, who featured in for about 705 games. Then according to the whole campaign, we have had about 51 matches played with about 142 goals, with 90 goals coming in the second half. So you could say each of the teams had brilliant backline, only that they could be consistent. They could not be consistent to push it to the end of the game. And I think Italy had more goals. They actually tied with Spain. They all had 13 goals. On talking about attempts, Italy still had more, 128 of them, followed by Spain, who faced 111. Talking about possession, it goes to Spain. They had about 8.8% of ball possession, and then the highly team that tackled so in this whole campaign was Italy, fetching about 99 tackles, followed by Switzerland, who had 84 tackles. Then talking about ball recoveries, Italy had about 291, Spain had 267. Then lastly, talking about clean sheets, England had 5 compared to Italy, who had 3. Talking about the best saves,
for a golden glove award going to Jordan Pickford.
Yeah, it's coming home. I think this is coming home. And
I think that's the only thing that they want.
But talking about saves, I think Jan Sommer had, Switzerland had most of them.
Sommer had many saves because the England defense was really better compared to the other one.
So that marks the end of today's show. A very
and actually you've forgotten one. The best performers in the whole tournament compared, still Ronaldo is ranked way high, 8 out of 10. Kevin De Bruyne with 7.88 and Paul Pogba with 7.88. So those are the best performers.
Frank, final words you have to say before we seal off the show?
Well, I thank you for hosting us. I thank for I have seen you, the heart you have for football, and EYIT TV for bringing up this. It's one of its kind around Western Uganda. Have the best online television. Man, I can assure you, we are going high.
the future seems bright. Yes, Mr. Jolan, your final words as we seal off the show.
Thank you everyone for watching us for this whole hour. And
it's actually 1.5 hours. We are coming to 1.5 hours.
Yeah, definitely. And you've been a very big company. Thank you very much. I maybe look forward to returning again here.
Thanks to my big boys for honoring my invitation. A big shout out to our producer, Awan Henry Kavuga, who makes this show happen every single day. From me and the entire team at EYIT TV, we really wish that you keep safe from COVID-19. We really want to serve you in 1, 2, 3 and 100 years to come. For
Keep your
today,
masks on.
Keep your masks on.
Maybe another thing, maybe I could say, the people who are really going through hard times, these times, we are not,
Yes, times
we
are
are
hard,
not,
times
we are
are
not going
hard.
through convenient times, but keep calm, keep calm. You know, this is calm. Chino chija kugwa.
Tusogalenga tuli wakaka. So my name is Erioda and Mesut. Let's do this again tomorrow. It will be on Tuesday. Our show runs every single weekday from Monday to Thursday, 3 to 4 p.m. My name is Erioda and Mesut. The show is called The Sports Center. You can always follow us on our various social media platforms. The hashtag is EYIT Sports. Let's do this again tomorrow.